So you want to make money by selling books on Amazon, or whether it's any sort of books, you're gonna want to need some professional book covers or all sorts of images for them. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can make a professional book cover design by the use of AI and make money by selling them. The tool which you're going to use to create these images is by Bing itself, the image creator. So search for Bing images on the Google, and there it is the first link, Bing image creator from Microsoft Designer. And once you open that up, you're gonna have some sort of an interface looking like this. So on the top, basically you write your prompt and then click on the create button. It's gonna take 1 credit for each generation, and you're gonna have 4 images. And if you scroll down, you can see all the other beautiful arts generated by other people. So it really is a powerful tool which we can use and make awesome art. So for that, we have to write a prompt, but we are not just gonna write something down, but instead we're gonna use ChatGPT for that. So search for ChatGPT here, and then we are gonna write a prompt here saying that for this example, I'm gonna create a book cover similar to the Harry Potter style. So we have these prompts here that ChatGPT is giving us, and we can copy them and use them to create our art. For example, it says create a bustling scene of students rushing through the halls of a grand magical academy. That sounds nice, so I'm gonna copy this prompt from here and go back to the image creator, and now we can paste that prompt just like that. And you can also add other things to it, update it or customize it as you need. For example, I'm gonna say photorealistic, as it will generate a really high quality output for me, and then click on this create button. Now you might have to sign up using a Outlook account which is used for all of the Microsoft services, as is this, since this is Copilot and by Microsoft. So here is a art of Harry Potter with the school kind of theme going on and all these students going to learn magic in this academy. You can also open this up and there are a lot of options you can see. For example, you can download this and customize it and even save it to a collection. But we're not gonna do any of these just now, as we need to edit this up. But of course we will download that first, so we can later use it. And now I'm gonna modify this prompt a little bit more. I'm gonna say a book cover design, and let's try one of these other prompts here as well. For example, it has given a forbidden library prompt for us, so we can just copy this one from here and then paste it. And now let's try creating art for that. Now there we have some more magic going on in these images. For example, if we open this up, you can sort of see there are some manuscripts of magic, and then there is an aura above this area, and it looks kind of scary and in that prospect, which matches the Harry Potter vibe. So we are gonna download this image by clicking on this download button. And here I have also generated one more image that we are gonna use, and I think this one looks best out of all of these. Let us know in the comments, what do you guys think? And yeah, I think this looks absolutely stunning. So let's right away open Photoshop and get to editing them up. Simply drag in the image you want to edit, and if you don't already know, Photoshop is an amazing tool to edit images or do a lot of different stuff. So go ahead and install it if you don't already have it. And right off the bat, I'm gonna click on this image option and click on adjustments, and then select HDR toning. Now you can see how enhanced this image looks, but it seems a little too bright for my eyes. So I'm gonna lower down the exposure a little bit. And now if I click OK, and you can also revert the changes and then see the difference. I think it makes a lot of difference. The colors look much punchier and better here as well. Now, as you may notice, this is looking a little more in the square format, so you can also crop it up by using the crop tool, and you can add more height and width to the image itself. And then what you're gonna do is simply press Ctrl T on the keyboard, and then you can resize the image. So I'm gonna make it fit the dimensions here, and boom, we have our perfect book cover. Now we are gonna wanna add some text to it. So we're gonna use the text tool by pressing T on the keyboard, and that will bring this sort of layout. And now click anywhere on the image and start typing. And the text looks really ugly at the moment because we have not done any styling on them. So I'm gonna Ctrl A and select all this text, and then here I'm gonna firstly make it white. For the font you can choose any, but I'm gonna go with the Harry Potter font since I'm using the Harry Potter theme here. And right away it looks much better. We can increase the size of the font. We can add line spacing to it, as that's what it needs the most. I think I missed a D here. It's wizards, not wizards. Okay, and the next thing we have to do is make it center aligned. So if you see here the paragraph option, if you don't, you can also click on this arrow button and then click on the middle one, which will center the text. And now if you click on this tick, it will save the settings by pressing the V option we will have this move tool, or you can also click here and you can move this with holding the control key. Then that way you can center it. So right now you can see the purple lines or pink lines here. That means it is centered. And now we have our headline or a title for our cover design. If you double click on this layer, it will show some other options you can do. For example, we can add a stroke here, which is sort of like a outline you can see on the text itself. So you can give it a red color of outline. I'm gonna give size of 4 maybe. I think that's too much. Maybe 2 would be fine. Yeah, that looks good. Or instead, you can also give some other things like drop shadow. You can adjust the distance. So right now it looks sort of like a 3D text layer. If you look closely, you can clearly see that. And I think that looks amazing. I'll give it a value of 7 as that seems to fit right in. And just like that, I'm also gonna add this stroke and keep that there. And with that, we have our amazing text layer right there. Now, before you start adding other text, I'm gonna show you an easy way of copying all of these styles. Simply make a duplicate of this layer by pressing Ctrl J on the keyboard. And if you press Ctrl T, you can resize that and move it. I'm gonna move this one down here. Now, if the text does not align or look bad, you can make the changes to these effects you have added. For example, I'm gonna change the stroke a bit. I'll add a value of 1 instead. And for drop shadow, I can change the distance to about 5 or even 3 would do. Now you can write anything you want here. For example, I'm gonna say a Harry Potter based storybook. Since the line spacing is too much, I'm gonna lower it and I'll make it in the center here. And now if you click on this rectangle tool, you can select an area. I want to give a black background on this for about this much. Once you have a selection, simply click on this circle and select a color. For that, I'm gonna select a background of black color. Then you can lower the opacity to about 40% and then move this layer behind our text layer. And now our text is punchy and looks better. You can also increase the opacity of the background to make it look even more clear. Now simply make a copy of this background layer and bring it on the top where our Wizard Steel text is and put it behind our text layer as well. Now if you press Ctrl T on the keyboard, you can resize that and make it larger than our text. Now you can see it looks much better with all of those details. That's how you make a cover design for your book using AI. And once you have a template ready, you can also change these images and just change or replace those texts. So for example, if I just drag in one of these other images I have created and resize them to match, now I have one more different book cover. I just have to change this text and the bottom one, or just add more styling to this image. So that's all for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching. Consider leaving a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.